the octopus can either pull the shell open with its arms, or it has a beak like a parrot and it can chip at the end of the valve.
Jennifer Mather is known as Dr. Octopus, but she isn't one of Spider-Man's greatest enemies. The teacher in the University of Lethbridge's Department of Psychology was recently featured in a book used as a learning tool for middle school students. The Octopus Scientist Exploring the Mind of a Mollusk is the latest book in the Scientists in the Field series written by Cy Montgomery. Dr. Mather says the book chronicles a study done by her and a team of 3 researchers.
We were actually going to the island of Moorea, which is a place way to heck and gone in the middle of the ocean right near Tahiti, a beautiful, beautiful island, to study what the octopuses ate. I had studied this particular species in Hawaii several years ago, and I found that they ate nothing but crabs. But I had heard rumors that it wasn't true of octopuses in the other parts of their range. So I thought, well, why don't I go and find out? And along the way, let's see if we can figure out why they eat what they eat.
The scientist says she had a different theory than her fellow researchers.
First of all, it was obvious that they did eat a lot of different species, so they don't just eat crabs, okay? And the other thing we had concerned about, I was thinking that perhaps it was because of their individual personalities. And the scientists who came with me, David and Tatiana, they thought it was more likely that it was the particular variety of habitat that they were sampling in. And it turns out, though we haven't got really conclusive evidence, that habitat trumps personality.
The book describes the work octopus scientists do on a daily basis, such as getting on wetsuits, digging through octopus garbage heaps to find out what they eat, and administering personality tests.
One of the tests that I use for testing personalities is to take a test toothbrush or a pencil and touch the animal on the side of the body. And when I first did this with octopuses in Seattle, huge differences, particularly, that wasn't the only test, but in that test it ranged all the way from octopuses who went and jetted away and squirted out ink to try to hide themselves, all the way to a couple of them who reached out and went and tried to take the probe away from us.
Dr. Mather had wanted to study animals since she was a little girl, but learned in 4th-year university that their individual personalities were her niche. The doctor hopes the book will inspire students to understand the vast work done in the science community by both men and women.
We have an image of a scientist as middle-aged male, white lab coat, pouring chemicals in the lab. And a lot of science isn't like that. So Cy thought, how about if I show people who aren't in the lab, people who are in the field, and help, and it's aimed at junior high school students, and help them to see that science is much broader than the public image and the public face.
Dr. Mather says her studies on octopus and other creatures is always taking her to new and exciting places. For more information on the octopus scientist, visit www.sciencemeetsadventure.com. For Go Southern Alberta, I'm Falon Wagner.